free empowerment event for males ages 13 to 21, featuring guest speakers, team building exercises, fun activities, and more. Giving young men a day to relax, have fun, and feel empowered by strong, positive men. For free registration information, visit eventbrite.com.
And put in the bro code. Give it up for my man, DJ Casper Bernstein.
Yes,
Lord
sir.
have mercy. This guy.
Has 50 names.
This guy.
Ghost.
The ghost?
Prime Minister.
I thought he was gonna have Jenny with the Burbs here with him tonight, but she must be busy. But she in the Burbs.
She in the Burbs.
But definitely shout out to my man Casper Bernstein in the building doing his thing tonight. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in with us live on Facebook. And real quick before we get to this next guest, man, I just want to give a shout out to my man God Grams and my dude Ill Conscience. They'll be opening up tomorrow for the God MC Rakim down at the Baltimore Soundstage. And God Grams hit me up and said, let your listeners know we still got tickets available. Nice. So if you're interested and you're one of the, like most Baltimore people that's going to stuff late and you need some tickets, let me know and I can connect you with my man God Grams.
That's this weekend?
That's tomorrow.
Tomorrow
At the
love
Baltimore
him.
Soundstage. Oh, God Grams?
No, all of them. L, God, and
Rakim. Up next, we have social entrepreneur. I like that when I read that. Social entrepreneur and author, my man Larry Shaw in the building. Welcome to Baltimore Flava Radio, bro.
Welcome. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. Let's start with the book since it's definitely right here for everybody to see. This is his new book that he's working on called Raising Me. He spelled my name wrong as far as the illustrations go.
Off the top.
But I'm looking at the front cover and I see the young man with the gun in the casket. And in these days and times, especially in this city and in many cities around the country, that's a very powerful message that's going out. So I want to talk first about the message that you're sending with this cover, and then we're going to get into the book a little bit.
Nice. So before I even tell you the message that I'm sending, like, what do you get from it? When you look at it, what's the first thing come to mind?
Decisions,
exactly. Decisions. And not only decisions necessarily, but outcomes.
Right.
Like, if I make the decision to do what's on my right side, the left side could be the outcome,
Right.
so to speak.
Yeah. So pretty much that was some of it. With pictures, there's meanings to it, and different people read it differently. But this idea of, at a young age, you think about death. Now, you think about being shot. You think about guns. You have easily access to it. You can look on Facebook and see Tamir Rice get gunned down and things like that. But I have protection throughout my community of people who was pouring into me to help me make the right choices. Okay. So a lot of times when people see this book, most parents be like, oh, I don't want my children to see that. And it's like, you can't really hide certain things from your kids, but I can show you how I navigate to get out of that situation. So that's what the cover was about. And obviously it's an attention grabber and a conversation starter. A lot of topics in there is a conversation starter.
Okay, so let's touch on the book. Some of the topics that you're touching on with it, the messages that you're trying to get across with the different topics and such.
Right. So, pretty much is the goal of the book and the events that build around the book is to rebuild a relationship between the youth and elders.
Elders. Okay.
Yeah, there has been obviously a horrible disconnection between youth and elders. And it's a lot of prejudgment on both sides. Old heads don't really want to listen to the young guys, and the young guys don't want to listen to old heads. And, honestly, like, wisdom is in elders. And the youth have a lot of talent and passion. If you merge that together, we're gonna solve a lot of issues in our community.
Yeah,
and so that's what I'm doing with the book. Once we rebuild that relationship, now we're going to have the holistic support for the youth so they can create solutions for the problems in their communities. And that's what the whole social entrepreneurship is about. Being able to create solutions and monetize your talent.
Where do you think that disconnect started?
I think it started with two things. One, kids are being raised by technology and TVs and all this other stuff, Parents are way more busy doing the things that they're doing. A lot of times, I think, especially in the African American community, we are born unprepared for and unplanned for. Right? It's kind of like a surprise. Oh, we're pregnant. Oh, okay. Well, we don't have nothing set away for us. Things like that. So it's a lot of children having children. Kids having kids.
Absolutely.
And so, and then on top of that, like you want the child to be another you, rather than you cultivate them into being their own person. So with that said, there's just been a disconnect in communication. Like, my mother, she probably just now stopped doing it, but still talk to me like I'm a child sometimes, and I just cut off. Like, you don't really want to hear people talking at you all the time. It's about speaking with you. And so that's kind of the things that we're doing with it.
Okay.
I felt like in the book that your elders were a strong part of your support system.
Mm-hmm.
So on another level, I think that wisdom, and throughout the story, that the elders shared the wisdom that helped make you make the right decisions.
Right.
They also kind of reinforce your self-esteem issues, if you had any.
Right.
But that was another common denominator throughout the book. You are somebody, you can do whatever you want to do. There was a lot of positive quotes that was in the book that I think that will make a difference if repeated to a child or to the youth.
Right. Yeah, there's a saying, I don't know who said it, but it takes 66 yes you cans to correct one no you tell a child.
Oh, no.
Right? So if you tell a child, like, you can't do that, or no, don't do that, or this is going to happen, like, they got to hear it 66 times to kind of trigger that thought, or even give them hope or put them above ground. So those positive reinforcements was so amazing. And, I mean, some of these people, like I said, in the book, there's a real people, right? So some of these people, we did a book signing in South Carolina, and I brought some of them on stage, but some of them didn't even know I looked up to them, right? So that's a common conversation that I have when I do my book signing in different cities, that you don't know who's looking up to you, right? So each of us probably have 3 or 4 children that look up to us, and we have no idea about it.
They're not my 3 or 4 children.
Right. And I think that's his point.
Right.
I think that's the point,
Right.
that, especially being out in the community the way we are, and me being around so many young people the way that I am, I kind of try to keep myself, to a certain
Clean.
demeanor, so to speak, when I know that I'm in the presence, because kids, regardless of the age, hear everything. They hear everything, even when you think that they're not listening. They hear everything, so you have to make sure that, I'm not saying not be yourself. I'm not saying not be true to who you are, but just understand that the influence that you may have on, you could have 30 kids, in an area, and it'd be so much going on, and you can have just that one kid that's just like
Looking
focused
straight
in
in
on
your
you
mouth.
and watching you.
Right.
And the way that you act, the way that you talk, the way that you, come off can make a big difference in that one child's life. So you talked about book signings. You have anything going on here locally as far as the book signing?
So what I do, instead of just book signings, I do this thing called a community building book signing.
Okay.
Right? So I don't want to just go to these places and sign books and smile and say goodbye. No, I want to do like an empowerment event. I want to bring the youth and the elders and the community members in one building. We have this activity called Create Activity, where the youth and the elders actually work together in a team building exercise, and they create a solution in the community or organization. And so what I do is I do that in every city. We actually working on doing that in South Africa for a prison system, and also Toronto. But after that, there's a book writing workshop. So just so happened with Baltimore, I'm actually doing one of the book writing workshops first, and we're working on a community building book signing at the Under Armour house on Fayette. So we're working on that. Actually, literally just talked about it today.
Okay.
To kind of set it in motion.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Exclusive. Now, you were born in South Carolina?
Yeah, I was born in Charleston, South Carolina.
So-
I'm a Gullah kid.
Oh, okay. So what's the connection for Baltimore? Is it just on your tour, or do you have
Well,
people that live here?
So I moved up here a year ago. I've been here for a year and like 3 months. I do have family here, but when I started the social entrepreneur journey, I wanted to go to cities that needed resources and help. And I don't like to prejudge things off of TV and say, oh, the media is saying this is that. And I mean, I was here the first day. Right, that's all. On the first day, you know, I'm like, yeah, these kids here are marvelous. They're intelligent. They have a lot. They're creative. So I wanted to be a part of some of the restoration of it. And so came here, got in, connected with school systems, a lot of community organizations.
Was it easy to get connected with the school system?
You know, I'm gonna be 100 with you. No. So I'm this mass networker. Like, it doesn't take me a long time to build relationships because I'm a genuine person. So it wasn't hard, but you know that it's a lot of craziness going on in Baltimore City, right? School systems, particularly. Design. And so so it was a transition because I came in with the old CEO.
Okay.
Thornton.
Right.
So it's like there's a lot of mess in there. So it's not hard to get the relationships or get the contact, but it's hard to be part of that in crowd. You know what I mean? Like, so there's only a select few of people in the school system. Man, it's messy.
Message.
It's messy. It's messy up there. Like,
on purpose.
Yeah.
On purpose.
And it's unfortunate though, because the kids are suffering. You know what I mean? Like, you have this
definitely.
bureaucratic system that's oppressing kids in the name of
They're at the bottom of the totem pole
That's designed
as
to
far
do
as
that.
priority is concerned. I want to talk a little bit about this Teampreneur mentoring program that you have, that you spearheaded.
Yeah. So the Teampreneur Mentor Program, this whole idea is to help youth build businesses around what they're passionate about, what they love. Today, I was at Under Armour speaking this morning to some kids. And so passion is love and anger, right? So doing something you love to do and solving a problem you hate to see. And so I help kids cultivate that, right? And how to monetize their talents and solve problems in their community. The program started about 2 years ago, and let me tell you how fast this just jumped off. So my first book was Succeed, right? That's a self-help book. I was selling that while I was living in my car, like literally out the trunk, and I'm like networking with people selling it. I sold it to this one lady who bought 20 books. She ended up saying, hey, we have this program. I mean, not a program. We have this opening for a program. Do you have a mentor program? I was like, absolutely, I do. And so I ended up signing my first contract with the first person I talked to about my mentor program in Virginia. I went to Costa Rica to speak about it, got some international attention in Zimbabwe, Nigeria. And then I got back, was in a TI contest with TI, where he donated money to my organization.
Wow.
It just kept picking up, right? And it's something that is different because when you have these mentor programs, instead of having people just come in and mentor kids, I'm having people in those professions connect with them. So now they have a protege.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So it's like it's a meaningful relationship now because this kid want to do what you're doing, right? And they can they can give you the game. Like, how can you benefit? Well, this kid is a mastermind on social media, and you're not really good on social media. So how about he manage your social media and you teach him the game? So. So it's about just putting youth in a position to create now and own now, because the education world, they don't teach entrepreneurship. They're not teaching how to manage money. They're not teaching how to do you. They're teaching you to be a great employee, and I don't
Pretty much.
that's hurting us right now. So I don't want that happening anymore. So that program, that's what it's about.
And you have portions of that going on in various cities as well?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. So Baltimore City was one, Virginia, working on some stuff in Charleston. And then we also working on an online component too. So with Baltimore City and their funny money situation, we had to slow down. We had to slow down on this on the online schooling part, but we're gonna pick that up before the year is out.
Did he say funny money?
Yeah,
the casino money.
Casino money.
I don't know, man.
So what's next on the agenda for you, as far as like your outreach that you're doing?
So next, again, I'm walking. I'm not walking around, but I'm traveling around doing these community building book signings. But the follow up is a book writing workshop. So I'm taking youth and their parents in a workshop together, and I'm helping them write their own book on spot. so that they can leave the workshop with intellectual property. Cause so we're talking about, you know, creating entrepreneurs. Well, these people are able to narrate their own story, but now they can monetize something creative that they came up with. Because family literacy is another thing that's very important. When you look at the child, it's a whole circle of influences that affect the child's decision making, whether it's the parents or the community and things like that. So family literacy is important. So I'm not only getting them to read, now I'm getting them to write their own books and write their own stories. So those two are the main things: the community building book signing and the book writing workshop.
That's kind of dope, man. When I connected with you, I didn't realize you were doing so much, man. But you know what? I should have known, because LNG was the connection, so I should have known that you were definitely on point. Shout out to LNG.
Yeah, thanks, Ellen.
Yeah, that's my girl, and she'll actually be here in a few weeks, talking about the no
Cease, no fire.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
going on.
Ceasefire.
Definitely. So real quick, man, just let everybody know, first of all, how they can get the book. Come on, hold it up, Nina. How they can get the book, and how they can find you. You know, if you have anybody that's interested in becoming a mentor or working with you and your program in any capacity, how can they get in touch with you?
Okay, so everything is at Shaw Inspires, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and also on my Facebook is the Raising Me page. You can click order now and order the books. It's on Created Space, Amazon. We have it in a couple bookstores in South Carolina, and everything, like I said, Shaw Inspires. You can connect with me. I'm very engaging and approachable on social media.
Yeah, he is very much so. We're gonna make sure we share all of that on our social media stuff as well, man. And I definitely just first of all salute to you, man, for the work that you're doing. I give props to anybody, man, that's trying to make a difference with our young people in this city, because it's much needed. You can never have enough adults trying to do anything for the kids, man. So I just, applaud your efforts and everything that you're doing, man. And, anything that you need from us, man, if you need us to come out and, participate in anything that you're doing, man, just let us know. And we'll definitely try to fit it in our schedule, man. Definitely.
Appreciate that, man.
Absolutely. My man, Larry Shaw, let's give it up for him one more time.
I brought y'all some gifts, y'all. I'm from the South, so I bring gifts. You know what I mean? I bring the drinks. So my man,
Sucker Punch.
Yeah, my man Jesse Brown. You can catch him on my social media too. So, it's a fruit. What is that? That's a fruit, man. Okay. So obviously the name Sucker Punch, you know what that is, right? Right. What they call it in Baltimore?
Jungle trees?
No. When they steal off on you.
They steal you. Yeah, they steal you. They
They
sneak you. Yeah,
okay.
they basically sucker punch
Then
you.
it's gonna come back and bite you out.
So you ain't gonna really stole. That's another one they say.
Yeah, it's a lot of names.
Bank.
depending on your gender.
Bank.
Well, that's more than
No, that's more than one person.
Well, yeah, you're right. That's.
We gotta have a class.
Well, y'all don't want to get banked by both of these juices.
Do you even have to drink the whole juice to get the sucker?
You know,
I get the feeling that you don't.
I'm gonna just let you drink it, and I'm not responsible for nothing to happen after that.
Okay.
But you just go ahead and
Go
get some
live.
of that.
Go live.
Y'all can go
And
live
drink
with the drink. Go ahead live with
Let me
it.
hold your wallet.
Oh, did you hear that?
Did you shake it?
You stole yours a while.
Be the commercial. Come on. Make the noise. We got the wrong. He would drink the whole thing.
This is what I'm gonna say. You know those drinks that you sip on, and you'd be like, "Oh, this tastes like Kool-Aid."
Yeah, you stand up.
And then you try to be the man or the woman, and you drink about 2 or 3 of them. And then about a half an hour later, you sleep in the corner at the club.
You're dizzy.
If all you want
That's
to go
what
to
this
sleep, that ain't
this will literally sneak up on you.
Yeah.
And the sucker punch is definitely the right name.
Eat the fruit. Eat the fruit if you bang.
Yeah.
No, eat the fruit.
I'm gonna eat the fruit, but I'm gonna wait till I get home because Baltimore City's finest are deep on my route from 25th Street to Sedonia to Sinclair. They deep out there, but yeah, definitely appreciate you bringing me 2 of these, man. I definitely appreciate
I'm gonna call the people.
Give it up again one more time for my man Larry Shaw. We're gonna take some pictures with him, but what we want to do real quick is we want to have you switch seats with Casper.
Word.
Okay, we'll take a quick break and then we'll be back and holler at my man Casper Bernstein. And real quick before we go to this break, my sister from another mother, Lisa Lemon, my big sister, said that she's gonna make the crew candy apples for the show next week.
Yay, Lisa.
Exclusive.
Exclusive.
Let me know if y'all eat candy
Yay,
apples. 'Cause
Lisa.
her joints are good.
Thanks,
All right, we're going to
Lisa.
take a quick break, and then we'll be back with my man, Casper Bernstein. This is Baltimore Flavor Radio, radioonfire.com.